So my goal has been to find a new camera photography-wise. I've got the GH5 and the Blackmagic Pocket 4K for video, but I don't have a camera for photography. Now the GH5 does take good photos. Good. A lot of people complain about it, the photo quality of it. I don't really complain, but I have never been comfortable with the GH5 to take like photos for work. So that's where I'm at now. I want a photography camera, or a camera good for photography, like where I'm comfortable charging people. Yeah. So my idea was Sony a7 III. This is a really good camera. I'm borrowing it from a friend of mine, and it's been really good. I've taken a bunch of random photos of stuff that I like to do. But the thing that I realized is I don't really like the ergonomics to it. I'm not a big fan of the body. It's heavy, like you just the body by itself is a little bit heavy. I'm not that small of a guy. That's not a real big takeaway. The other takeaway is kind of like the ergonomics of it. I'm not a big fan of it. I think I like little chunkier cameras, like the GH5 and the Blackmagic camera. I think I'm so used to that bigger body on them that I don't mind the way they feel. And that might be an issue because the camera that I'm really looking at getting is the X-T3, and I think it shares similar things like this one. I've heard people complain about the X-T3 having like nowhere for your pinky to be. And so yeah, I'll probably get the little metal thing that goes down here. But I also am playing with the idea of getting the larger hand grip for the X-T3, not the hand grip, the battery grip. That's what I'm talking about. But I've enjoyed shooting with this camera. I just adapted my Mamiya lenses. I used double adapters. I went from Mamiya to EF and then EF to Sony E-mount. And the images still came out pretty good. I didn't have an issue with infinity focus. I took some photos at Arabian Mountain where it was sunrise photos. I just woke up Monday morning and I was like, yo, let's go take some pictures. It's also the first time I ever built a panoramic photo. And by me ever building, I mean I put them in Photoshop and it did most of the work, and then I just graded it. But other than that, it was pretty fun. I took like the very first pictures I took were of my truck. I took pictures of the wheels, the way it was, or sitting, parked, whatever. And I wanted to go out today to shoot this video, but it's raining. It's raining, and I don't feel like waiting to do it again or another day to do it. So I was just like, I'll just do it today. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I also wanted to look at the Panasonic S1, but the problem with that is I don't feel like doing it. Now the real problem with the Panasonic S1 is that I'm kind of shying away from full frame. Now I will say I do get why people like full frame. I see the bokeh and I'm like, that's pretty cool. What's in focus, I care about that more than I care about the bokeh. As long as it's kind of blurry, I'm happy with it. I've never really looked at a photo of, let's say a portrait photo. I've never looked at one and be like, wow, the eyes are nice and focused, but look at that bokeh, that's more important. No, I think that's secondary by a long shot. I'd say like third place. For me, it's the resolution of the image, like how crisp it is and how sharp focus and detailed. I'm not too much sharp, but detailed. The second one, and probably equally important, is the colors. That's been the other thing with the Sony camera. I've always heard people complaining about the purple and whatnot colors. I definitely get it. Not like a huge deal, but it is something I'm actively working on and having to fix. And that's where, again, I think I like the idea of the X-T3 or X-T4 or something Fujifilm. And the reason I say X-T3 first is because I'm pretty sure that's the camera I'm going to get, because for over a year now, I've been looking at that camera, and I know it's on the older side, but I don't have a big budget for what I want to spend on this new camera. I just wanted a camera to get me into the door shooting, and if I don't like it, I can still sell it and get most of my money back. But I believe I will like it. So the X-T3 is up there. The reason X-T3 not the X-T4 is because the X-T3 has a lot of the same features as the X-T4. The Panasonic, so my idea was to use the a7 III, X-T3, and the Panasonic S1. But I checked ShareGrid, there's no Panasonic S1 around, and I don't know anybody with one that will let me play with it. So that's a bummer. The X-T3, there is one for rent on ShareGrid, and I'm thinking about renting it next weekend. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's the update. So that's where I'm at right now. Trying to decide what camera I'm going to get. But I'm heavily leaning towards the X-T3. And I think my camera's leaning right now. So, yeah. Also, this is the first week I got back to work at Gerber. I don't miss it.